Welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from True Off My Chest. Our first post is by Anon. I inherited money that his real kids will never see. For context, my grandfather died when I was a baby, and my grandmother remarried when I was 10 or so. The guy she married was a wealthy real estate guy with lots of properties and investments. He died about 10 years before my grandma did. When he died, she inherited one of the properties, their modest home that they lived in when he died, and $500,000. I think she was supposed to get more than that, but his family tried to contest the will, protesting that she shouldn't get so much of what he built over the years. They didn't marry till they were probably 60 or so. So he had kids and grandkids. There may have even been great-grandkids, not sure, and was already wealthy when he married my grandmother. They took it to court, and they agreed that my grandmother got the house and a small fraction of the money. His estate was worth millions. As part of the settlement, and because my grandmother didn't trust that they would pay her in increments like it was originally supposed to, there was a deadline to pay this money out, and they made it, barely. The executor of the estate had to quickly sell off one of the other properties, for a fraction of what it was worth, to get the money to pay my grandmother her portion per court order. Later, we find out that the executor of his estate, his own cousin, was stealing from the estate and putting it into his own accounts. All told, he stole over $5 million from the estate. There was almost nothing left in the estate when he was done, and the rest of his family got almost nothing. The only reason my grandmother got the entirety of her portion of the inheritance is because they sued her over her portion of it, and there was a court order in place to pay it out immediately. When she passed away, I received my portion of this money. Sometimes I feel bad that I got money from the estate and they got screwed. But they were also awful to my grandmother and tried to screw her out of what she should have gotten. She took care of him for 10 years. He was one of those women do the housework and cook types, and tended him when he was very ill at the end, and his kids never bothered. Our next post is by Throwaway. My sister slept with my boyfriend and I sent her a really cruel message that I don't regret at all. Sorry, but this post will have a lot of bad energy, and I'm terrible at writing in English, so if anyone is going to read the post, I'm sorry for all the grammatical errors that are likely to be in the post. So a few days ago, I, F25, found out that my sister, 24F, has been sleeping with my boyfriend, now ex, 25M, for 1 year or probably more. We dated for 3 years. They always had a close relationship, but I obviously took it as something innocent. I don't like video games, but my sister does, so they talked a lot by text, and I thought it was about games they like until I found out that no, they talked a lot about their secret dates while I was working, and in college, I found pictures, videos, and a lot of other disgusting things in the chats between my ex and my sister. My pathetic sister found pleasure in asking my pathetic ex all the time if she's smarter or prettier than me. She even compared our private parts. What the heck, we're both pretty. She's actually thinner and prettier than me. And even if she's an introvert, she has her group of friends, so I really don't understand where she got so much venom towards me. Our parents never compared us or anything like that, and she was always the one asking my ex to compare both of us in the chats. The first thing I did was throw all my ex-boyfriend's things out of the apartment. I insulted him in 1,000 ways, and I kept the PC that I gave him for Christmas. I didn't speak a single word to my sister for over a week, and she didn't contact me like the coward she is until yesterday, when she sent me a message trying to justify herself by saying that it was a mistake. Yes, a mistake that lasted more than a year, and that I should forgive her because we're sisters and blah blah blah. At one point I thought, should I be the mature person in the situation who doesn't let resentment speak for her? But then I realized that I've never been that kind of person. I took my phone and wrote a long message to my sister that I would love to write here, but I am sure that I would break the rules since I called her out in every possible way, and I wrote a lot of personal things too. I told her how much of a failure she is and how she has always envied me, and that's why she needed to feel what it's like to be me for a second of her sad life. She sent me a voice message crying and saying that she's in a very weak moment mentally, but she's still with him, and I shouldn't make her feel worse, and that she regrets it. I just reacted to her message with the crying with laughter emoji, and didn't even listen to the long voice message until the end. Was it a low thing to attack her with all her flaws? Yes, but it's lower to betray your sister and believe that she's going to forgive you just because you share blood with her. Honestly, I feel really good after sending her that message, and feel that it was therapeutic to take out everything I feel to give closure to that. By the way, I've never used a PC for gaming, but I'm looking for tutorials on YouTube about how to download The Sims. I helped my sister in every moment of her life. I literally fought for her when she was being bullied during high school. I helped her thousands of times to make friends. I even accompanied her everywhere she wanted. It is a betrayal that really hurts, and I will never forgive, never. It hurts me that she slept with someone I loved, and it hurt me a lot all the things I read in those chats, how she enjoyed watching him compare me to her, or how she asked him about personal things about our relationship just to laugh at it. She's dead to me, and my parents know it. I don't even care if I'm a bad person like them. This is something I can't forgive, and I don't even feel bad for my reaction. Our next post is by Whole Bother. My mom is a Karen, and I hate going out with her. I come from a middle-class family, but she acts like she's Lucille Bluth. I invited her out for dinner a few days ago to a tapas restaurant wine bar. We get there pretty early, 15 minutes after they open. First thing she does is make a remark to the waitress that with how empty the restaurant is, they shouldn't be taking reservations. We get our table. Waitress brings the menu. She asks if any of the dishes come with bread. The waitress informs her that you need to order the bread plus butter dish. This turns into a 3-minute back and forth between her and the waitress, with my mom practically arguing with the waitress that we should get free bread. Next, there was the discussion about the $2 oyster special, which was supposed to end at the end of January. She asks if it will keep going into February. Waitress says she doesn't know. Cue a snarky remark about how she should know, since she's working there. We get our bottle of wine, and the bartender who brought it to us was wearing perfume. My mom lets her know she shouldn't be wearing perfume if she works at a restaurant. The rest of the meal is just her nitpicking non-stop, and me leaving a hefty tip at the end, because I feel guilty. This is how it always is when we go out together. I've been apologizing to fast food workers about her behavior since I was a teenager, giving people the look of, I know, I'm sorry, whenever she starts going off on a service worker. It's embarrassing. Our next post is by Other Salt. My wife is addicted to the gym, and it's ruining our marriage. My wife is 30 years old and she's always worked out and been in shape, but lately I feel like it's becoming excessive. She used to regularly work out at a gym when she was in college. At some point she stopped going to the gym, I think lately just due to her schedule, and preferred to work out at home or go for runs outside. About 18 months ago, she announced she was going to get back into the habit of going to the gym. She now had a job where she's able to make more time for it. It started off normal, but slowly became more and more frequent. She signed up for classes on the weekend, both days. She started going to the gym every day. Then it became the morning before work and then again later in the evening, every single day. If she's stressed, she goes to the gym. Experience some sort of life crisis. She immediately heads to the gym. We have an argument, runs to the gym. She's 4 months pregnant right now. I'm kind of surprised we even had time to make a kid. I understand that it's safe for her to work out, especially since she was already in the habit of doing it before she got pregnant, but the intensity is not slowing down. If she misses one of her normal gym sessions, she becomes so irritable, like a junkie not getting her fix. It's just bizarre. Truly a case of too much of a good thing. Of course she gets upset when I voice that I feel it's becoming an unhealthy obsession, and that I miss spending time with her because she's there so much. She has all of these friends and this whole circle of people there that she seems to prefer spending time with over me. Why don't we work out together at the gym? The gym is her time, she says. This isn't a case of me feeling insecure because she's in great physical shape and I'm a fat slob. I work out and I'm in shape. My job really requires me to stay in shape, so I can't let myself go if I want to. I genuinely feel her gym habits are unhealthy. She's over-exercising for one. There is such a thing. But worse than that, I feel it's becoming a way for her to escape everything else in her life. She never actually fixed anything that goes wrong in her life. She just runs off to the gym to get some sort of mood boost and then that's it. She also never gets anything else done in a practical sense, because how can she when she's at the gym so often? It's to the point where I have to do every chore, and if food is getting made, I'm going to have to do it. I don't expect her to do all of those things, but it should at least be a shared effort. People we know have even commented about it to me. They've said things about how she seems different, how she sure is at the gym a lot, and many of her friends and family barely see her anymore. Some have even suggested she's having an affair with somebody there. Please tell me that this doesn't sound normal to you. She insists this is perfectly normal. Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.